Carolina Hurricanes hockey is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. And by Rex Healthcare, chosen for excellence.
Welcome back to Canada's Capitals. We get set for the 91st all-time meeting between these two teams, the first of 3 this season inside Canadian Tire Center. And to capture the energy, the atmosphere tonight, we have the playing and singing of both anthems here tonight. Let's go down to ice level now and join Krista Jane.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, their bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command, car ton bras sait porter l'épée, il sait porter la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for
Saturday night, always a special night for the great game of hockey in this wonderful nation. Let's take a look at tonight's starting goaltenders. Craig Anderson will play his 400th game at the National Hockey League level here tonight. Anderson in the nets for a 4-1 win over Montreal here on Thursday night. He had 25 saves. The team defense number 19. Anton Hudobin played the third period last night in Raleigh. He gets a start here. He's been on quite a run of late. Carolina's team defense number 14. Bill Peters has adjusted his lineup, looking for a little bit more physicality. Brad Malone back in. Brett Belmore in on defense. Alexander Semin taken out tonight as a healthy scratch. Dave Cameron was an assistant when the season started, took over on December the 8th. The team is 7-6-3 under his direction. Sit back and enjoy this one. The Stahl brothers with Yuri Talusti now on this line. Andre Sekera, Justin Falk on the back end as we get started here in Canada's capital. Off the draw. Justin Falk back to play it, hit by Ottawa's Mika Zibanejad. Carolina's Yuri Talusti with an indirect pass for Eric Stahl, who gets it all the way back in the Senators zone, and this is icing. Let's take a look at the injuries and scratches thanks to Rex Express Care, chosen for excellence.
Well, you mentioned No Semin as a healthy extra, as well as John Michael Lyles coming out and Andre Nestrashil. As the internal competition continues for Bill Peters Hockey Club with the most healthy lineup he's had all year.
Off the face-off, it kicks back to Jared Cowan, who played his junior hockey for Bill Peters. Zibanejad below the goal line, flushed out a bit by Jordan Stahl. Stahl fights off Zibanejad, and now in the skates of Yuri Talusti, it's fended off by Jared Cowan. Early action, first of 3. Carolina's back here on February the 16th. The Senators come to Raleigh in mid-March. It comes all the way back in the Ottawa zone. Loose at the top of your screen. Riley Nash gets to it. Greg Anderson now in the trapezoid will leave it there for Erik Karlsson.
You see Lindholm on the right side where Semin was last night. Riley Nash in the middle, and good back pressure here from Nash.
Mark Mathot to the outside, out in front, steered wide. A good opportunity for Kyle Turris. Along the boards now, Clark MacArthur along with Alex Chiasson. Now it's loose as they develop that scrum. MacArthur comes out of the pile-up with it. Turris now goes deep. Chiasson, the former Dallas Star, broken up. Riley Nash in control, and away go the Hurricanes. Canes coming off a 3-0 loss at home last night against Vancouver, as Chiasson is over the line, holding onto it. Make a move on Tim Gleason, no quarter given. Carolina swings it out to center ice. Nathan Gerby. The ice cut in half on him by Milan McCulloch, and it comes all the way back in.
We talked about Belmore needing to be physical. That was taking a hit to get yourself out of position on that transition chance.
Victor Rask broken up by Jean-Gabriel Pajot, and now McCulloch will attempt to get it deep. Tim Gleason back in his own zone.
Pajot, who played junior hockey in nearby Gatineau, was the first star in the win against the Montreal Canadiens on Thursday.
He had a goal and an assist in that game. He has 5 career goals. 3 have been game winners. Now Gleason away for Nathan Gerby. Gerby goes cross corner. Getting back on it here is Patrick Wierkosh, and he'll drop it off for Eric Greiba. But ahead of him, the centerman coming all the way back, the veteran David Legwand. He can't get out. Brad Malone chokes it off. His shot deflects high over the top of Greg Anderson. Patrick Dwyer moving on Eric Condra. His bid wide of Anderson. Loose this way for Sekera. His shot deflects high. Went off Wierkosh. Now it's played by Justin Falk. In deep, a chop by Dwyer. Here's Jay McClement. In back of Craig Anderson, holding onto it. Dwyer staked out in front. To the outside, Malone. His shot angles off the stick. Off Greiba. It stays in play. Falk inside, and again, good pressure by the fourth line.
Very good pressure, and as Steve Smith mentioned in your interview with him in our pregame show, the Hurricanes really want to get 4 lines involved early.
In the center zone, peeling back now is Patrick Dwyer. He's still out there on an elongated shift, and now he'll get to the bench, and Carolina will get fresh bodies over the wall. Just over 3 minutes gone in this first period. Justin Falk off a stick. Yuri Talusti pestered by Jared Cowan, who knocks him down. A good play by Cowan. And now Bobby Ryan will get it all the way back in Canes ice.
Cowan played for Bill Peters in Spokane.
Now Ryan holding onto it. His shot turned out by Hudobin. Swept wide by Cody Ceci. In back of the goal, Zibanejad had it, lost it, broken up by Hainsey, and back out to neutral ice.
Very good commitment by Hudobin, not to worry about a possible pass, but stay square to the shooter. That's his job. And boy, Hudobin usually doesn't see shots this early. He usually has to wait quite a bit for a good opportunity.
He didn't see many in the third period last night. He came up with 4 saves in that 3-0 loss. Cam Ward played the first 2 periods. After surrendering 3, that was it for him. Hainsey goes D to D. Out to center, Gleason now for Elias Lindholm. Lindholm over the line, goes wide off a body, blocked by Mark Mathot. This way it's Jeff Skinner, can't make it happen, it deflects back. Skinner has it again, he'll dart. Fended off by Anderson as Skinner was thwarted on the way through. And Carolina will get to work on a power play.
Well, for those that watched the pregame show, we talked about Jeff Skinner fighting last night in the first half of the game to get to the rewarded areas. And here he does. Anytime you're between the 2 dots on the inside of the 2 circles, good things are going to happen. And here he forces the Ottawa captain Erik Karlsson, and former Norris Trophy winner, to take a penalty. So that's a good early sign of building off of, for me, the first half of Skinner's game last night. Dave Cameron's penalty kill will go to work.
Game power play number 22, 14th best on the road. Ottawa 11th on the kill, number 8 here at home. Carolina is 3 out of 13 in the last 5 with their power play. Justin Falk, Victor Rask on the points. Up front they have Riley Nash, Elias Lindholm, and Jeff Skinner. Rask to the outside. He'll set it up. Along the wall now, turning is Nash. Inside Lindholm, now Skinner. Good stick check by Eric Condra. He'll clear it out.
Boy, just a hair slow with Jeff Skinner releasing that puck to the net. That was such a better entry there with Riley Nash coming underneath with speed to gain the attacking zone possession.
Falk now quarterbacks out to center. You're looking at Riley Nash. He'll insert. Anderson slows it up. The Chicago native handcuffing Eric Greiba. Ottawa along the boards, peeling back. Good play that time by Curtis Lazar, the young rookie, a 19-year-old who was the captain and the star at the World Juniors.
Boy, and won a Memorial Cup with Edmonton last spring. There, Riley Nash has to make sure. Previously a good entry. He can't allow Anderson to get out to play that puck.
Pass from Eric Stahl in the skates of Ryan Murphy. Ottawa gets to it as we see. Cody Ceci, an Ottawa native, sails it all the way back down to Anton Hudobin. Andre Sekera, 45 seconds left in the power play. He'll quarterback from his own end. Sekera lugs it out to Stahl brothers. Talusti up front. Here's Eric. Eric over the line, moving up on Ceci. He goes deep. Out quickly is Anderson. He turned it over to Jordan. Along the wall, Eric. Out in front, Talusti. Oh, turn it to the outside for Eric. Now Sekera. Backhand dish, Eric Stahl. Inside, Talusti. Out in front, Vandon by Ryan Murphy. Getting to it, Sekera. Now Murphy. Murphy holding onto it away from McCulloch. To the corner, it's Yuri Talusti with 6 power play goals. Jared Cowan flushed out a bit by Jordan Stahl. In support is Eric. Now Sekera walking the line. Here's Murphy. Murphy holding on to it. Sekera one more time. His shot tipped high by Jordan Stahl. Jared Cowan. Cowan is pressed now by Jordan Stahl. It's loose, and getting to it is Eric Stahl. Stahl again, an odd bounce. Murphy cranks it up. And a good stick save by Craig Anderson, who melts it down. 13:45 left to go in the opening period. Canes unsuccessful with their first power play chance. We're back after this. Nash is the Geico quote tonight. His words after last night's game. This isn't one we're too pleased with. We've been playing some pretty good hockey. Getting back into the win column would be huge to get the confidence back and get that mojo going again.
John, I thought the Hurricanes made a good adjustment on that power play because Ottawa really did a job of taking away the slot area. And then instead of going to the slot, Carolina worked the back door and had nearly good execution with Ryan Murphy coming down.
Jay McClement along with Brad Malone and Patrick Dwyer come out after the power play for Bill Peters. John Tripp and Chantel with you as always. One more game before the All-Star break Monday night in Toronto, starting here with Hurricanes Live at 7. Malone drops it off. Carolina looks to wheel a cycle. Chiasson tied up that time by Dwyer. Malone along the end wall, muscled by Mathot. They get to it in the person of Erik Karlsson, and away they go. You're looking at Kyle Turris, a lead feed for Clark MacArthur. Coming back is Brett Belmore on him. Chiasson out of the corner, back for Karlsson. He'll walk the line. His shot blocked in front. Off Belmore, second chance. Blocked by Dwyer. Off the stick of Mathot. Kyle Turris diagonally across Karlsson. His bid tipped wide by Chiasson. Now getting to it is Turris. For Alex Chiasson out of the corner, wrapped up by Ron Hainsey. Turris tries to swing it back. Chiasson will. Now it's Mathot off a stick and deep. Jay McClement will hunt it down for Carolina as they attempt to get it out.
You see how quickly Erik Karlsson gets the puck, to the net from the point. That allows Chiasson to get a stick on it for Ottawa's best early chance. That's a definite change in his phonetics since he came over from Dallas.
Yeah, Alex Chiasson in Dallas, but they go the way it should be, the way he wants it here in Ottawa. Now, Bobby Ryan to the outside, off a body, off Murphy, it goes astray. This way, it's Mike Hoffman who leads Ottawa with 15 goals. Inside it goes. Out and back of the goal, now Ryan Murphy for Nathan Gerbe, and back out to center ice. Victor Rask for Tim Gleason. He'll feather it all the way back.
By the way, Hoffman, one of Ottawa's good young players, is a +19 to boot. That's pretty impressive for a young player who's come through the American Hockey League.
Took him a while. He's 25. Now Ryan out in front. There's Hoffman. Good play by Justin Falk. It goes to the corner. In control, Andre Sekera. In the skates of Nathan Gerbe, and coming back is David Legwan. And a penalty is being called in back of the play.
Well, before we look at that, let's look at the fact that Carolina, let's look at what Ottawa did here. Look at all 4 penalty killers. All 4 taking away the slot area. So you have to make an adjustment. Now watch Murphy eventually. He's going to come down. and it's a heck of an adjustment. Nearly leads to a chance. Very, very well detected by David Legwand, the veteran, really feeling that Murphy was coming down low. And just like Vancouver last night, first penalty of the game, Ottawa, too many men on the ice.
Too many men on the ice. Kendrick Nicholson, who is working his first game as a referee in the National Hockey League here tonight, made the call. Now comes back off the faceoff. Second power play for Carolina. Curtis Lazar will clear it along the boards by Pajot and all the way down to Anton Hudobin. 11:40 left in this first period. Carolina starts again. Eric Stahl through neutral ice. Gary Talusti gets to it, but the Hurricanes are offside. And now, Tripp, let's investigate how they had too many people on the ice.
Well, let's count, John. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where's Cease?
What are you saying?
Bottom. Oh, I'm sorry. Cease.
6. Okay.
Well, we are right on the cusp
I know.
of French Canada.
No, it's bilingual here. I know. Kidding.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You at least.
Chiasson is going to say Chiasson instead of Chiasson.
Well, you can wheel out 2 languages. I can just get through 1. Now Anderson in deep. Kicked along. Cody Ceci. Hammered by Pajot, not out. J.G. Pajot gets it back. Jared Cowan, aerial flip. Here's Condra. Rolling puck. Sekera got back. Hudobin shuts it down. He'll cover. Should the Canes score in the power play tonight, Caniacs, who say the winning phrase, receive a free Bowberry biscuit from participating Bojangles restaurants tomorrow morning. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Eric Condra, who's been playing very well on a line with Lazar and Dave Legwand, thought that this was a penalty. I think it's a good non-call from a veteran of all veterans, Paul Dvorsky. What I liked even better is Condra calmly talked to Paul Dvorsky as he made his way to the bench thereafter. Always loved the work of Paul Dvorsky.
Ottawa has scored 4 shorthanded goals this season. 2 of those have come here at home. Justin Falk drops it off. Lindholm, a give back. It's Rask. Victor Rask sets up shop along the boards, broken up and cleared out by Mark Stone. It eludes Anton Hudobin, but back to get it here as we see is Riley Nash. Carolina down to 45 seconds for their second power play tonight. Falk, no quarterback out. On the wall, Rask. It deflects in, an odd carom. Anderson is there. Captured, controlled by Rask. Skate to stick, Jeff Skinner. He'll turn. It goes off a stick, off McCulloch. Fought for, good play by Nash. Skinner with a shot denied by Anderson. A big rebound. It's loose. It's settled down by Victor Rask to the corner. Lindholm. He'll walk in a tight turn on Mark Mathot. Indirect pass finding Victor Rask. Now Lindholm one more time. His bid deflects off the pad of Anderson. Lindholm got it back. Skinner. Victor Rask again. He'll walk the line. His wrister blocked in front. Skinner the rebound. His shot picked off by Craig Anderson. Duke Energy has some power play numbers here in terms of rookie players in the National Hockey League. Power play point leaders. Philip Forsberg leads the way, and Victor Rask and Mark Stone involved tonight are right there.
Well, Mark Stone, a Westerner, one of the good young players for Ottawa, and Victor Rask, part of a much better looking power play on that latest look than last night. And Skinner has probably been the biggest threat that Carolina's had up front here in the first 10 minutes. But when you have 2 early power plays, you definitely want to convert early in a hockey game on the road.
Clement out to draw against Kyle Turris. Off the face-off, the scrum ensues. It pops back to Hainsey. He finds Dwyer. Sweep checked by Wierkosh. Malone, now Dwyer. Brad Malone again. Checked by Patrick Wierkosh. Let for Dwyer. Broken up again by Wierkosh, the product of Denver University. Comes back out to the center zone. That'll do it in terms of the power play. Carolina 0 for 2. Kyle Turris coming all the way back off the boards. Not out? Yes, it is. It's brought back in. Offside by Ron Hainsey. Carolina tags up and play will continue.
That was such a smart play from Turris because he knows he can't lift the puck over the glass as he's taking a hit. That's why the rule was instituted, because a player has to make a decision when feeling pressure. That was, I think, an underrated play to clear it and make sure to hit the glass.
Tim Gleason goes down in a heap. He was checked by Milan McCulloch. Cody Ceci sends it deep in the Carolina zone. Chris Terry back in the lineup tonight. Will pass it all the way across, and Gleason reorganizes.
And Terry playing his off wing. Can he make that shot available? Because if he can, it's a biggie.
Jordan Stahl walks in, defended by Cowan. Jared Cowan for Mike Hoffman. Hoffman swings out for Cody Ceci, and here they come. This way, Zibanejad. Mika Zibanejad out in front. What a stop by Khudobin on Mike Hoffman. Out of the corner, Hoffman again off the stick of Zibanejad. Ceci for Jared Cowan. Cowan with his head up, blocked by Murphy. Fought for in the high slot. Chris Terry attempts to get it out, and the Hurricanes do.
What's the biggest part of that chance? Ceci with the middle lane drive, a defenseman joining the rush. It opens up so many things when you have that middle lane drive, let alone from a defenseman.
Victor Rask through center, over the line. Talusti on the flank, negated by Cowan. Inside the line, Mark Stone, a handoff for J.G. Pajot. Flips for Stone. They had McCulloch out in front. Carolina's Hainsey got back. Along the boards now, Pajot for Stone. Moving in, Carlson. His shot goes high. Getting to it is Pajot again. Inserted by Mark Mathot. McCulloch in back of the goal. Milan McCulloch holding onto it now. He'll dangle with some traffic out in front and a penalty upcoming against Carolina. Anderson to the bench. We'll tell you about it when we come back. 7:41 left to go in the opening period. Almost, we stress, almost 1-0 Ottawa. What a save by Anton Khudobin.
Well, let's take a look at it. Hainsey right here. And you see Stone going to the net like Skinner did to draw a penalty earlier in the period. And Steve Smith, huge part of this terrific stretch of penalty killing. Of course, then whether it be the coach or the players, they never want to talk about it because they believe that we would be the ones jinxing them. Watch Carlson, that's all I'm going to say.
It's a huge story. 30 for 30, record setting for the team in the last 12 games. Number 4 overall, number 4 on the road. Ottawa tied for 20th with a power play. Goes by Chiasson. Played here now by McCulloch. Bobby Ryan at the point. He's on his way to the All-Star game. Inside it goes. He gets it back. Ryan in control. Erik Karlsson, the guy Tripp just spoke about. Now Ryan hinging. Karlsson faking. A hammer chance goes high and wide. Mika Zibanejad, and it's dumped out by Jay McClement.
Isn't he fun to watch? Earlier in the period, he gets it to net quickly. Chiasson with a heck of a tip there. He fakes the shot and makes a seamless tape-to-tape one-time pass. He's a good one.
Zibanejad at the line. Milan McCulloch was offside. We get a stoppage of play. Well, here are the numbers. They have killed 30 straight. That's the second longest streak. The Pittsburgh Penguins at 39 right now as we hand the bench and Mr. Smith directly behind.
What a job there, stacking up in the neutral zone and therefore causing the offside. You know who did that last night to perfection? The Vancouver Canucks. They're the Hurricanes. You know, if you have the back pressure, the tight gap from the defense, you're going to cause offsides as a power play's entering the zone.
Tim Gleason angles one back, killing more time here early, just about halfway through the initial power play for Ottawa. Out of the corner, Wierkosh is tied up. Patrick Wierkosh turned it over to Riley Nash. Here's Gleason holding, shooting one, denied by Anderson. Brett Belmore traps the zone. He'll get it deep. Ottawa now has a chance to set it up with 49 seconds left in the power play. Patrick Wierkosh hands it off through the middle to Clark MacArthur. Mark Stone, Wierkosh walking the line a bit. Moving it around for David Legwand. Legwand away from Belmore. On the exchange, it's Turris. Through the slot, off the skate of Stone, captured by Legwand. David Legwand thwarted a bit by Gleason. He hands it off to Belmore. He takes a hit to make a play. MacArthur is on him, and they tie it up. And we have a whistle here to stop play.
And Gleason caught his stick, and I don't know if he's injured on the play. Paul Dvorsky's checking to see if it's going to be a minor or anything more. Oh, there it is. So let's see if it's just 2 minutes or more to Mark Stone. 2 minutes. So I think a lot goes into that. Brett Belmore did a nice job filling in for Ron Hainsey in the box because the magical combination has been, I'm sorry, it's not Stone, it's Legwand with that high stick.
So David Legwand, who they signed as a free agent, the longtime Nashville Predator, and a player that finished the year in Detroit, is in the box.
You know what? My eyes may be deceiving me. I thought it was Stone. It was not Legwand. I think they got the wrong guy. They did. It was definitely Stone.
Mm-hmm. And they make the change now. So Mark Stone is properly identified. I'm not sure we had anything to do with it.
No, that would be
Maybe some telepathy
that would
involved.
be falling into the category of us having anything approaching egos.
We have powers, but not like that.
I did. What powers do we have?
Few and far between. Now, Carlson over the line, Mathot. He'll take it to the outside of Murphy in a 4-on-4 sequence, which has 7 seconds left in it. Jordan Stahl out to center for the Hurricanes. Zibanejad, the forward, is back. It goes deep. Carlson pressed by Sekera, and Eric out of the box is Hainsey. He's replaced by Yuri Tolusti. Carolina to a minute and 27-second power play as it comes all the way back to Anton Hudobin. Ryan Murphy will start there. 5:25 left in period 1. Third power play tonight for the Hurricanes already.
After a few games here with very few penalties either way, including the game against Colorado in particular. Boy, a ton here in this first period.
Riley Nash along the wall. Cowan had it, lost it. So did Cody Ceci. Tolusti, his pass eludes Riley Nash, who's pressed now by Eric Condra. Nash coming all the way back, tugged a bit, and they start again. Stay with us between periods tonight, part 1. Chantel McCabe with Canes general manager Ron Francis. Over the line now. Lindholm with a shot off a stick, off Cowan. It stays in play. Rask broken up. 2-on-1. Short-handed. McCulloch holding. Out in front. A chance. Lazar off his stick. Forced wide by Hudobin. Back of the goal, Skinner now. It's rookie Curtis Lazar had a great chance.
Boy, Jeff Skinner now both sides of the puck has, I think, had a very good first period.
Greg Anderson for Eric Greiba. He picks an opening, kills time as he bounces it down to Anton Hudobin. 15 seconds left and Mark Stone will be released. Just about 16 minutes gone in this first period. Second to last game before the All-Star break for the Hurricanes. Out to center, it's Falk. He'll wrist it. Hard around it goes. They flood this side. Malone leaves it there. Hainsey moving up. Stone's out of the box. It's loose. Coming in now, Belmore in charge. He'll circle the wagons. Brett Belmore holding onto it. Back for Hainsey. Hainsey sends it off a stick. It deflects to Kyle Turris, and the Senators start forward.
Boy, I love that back check from Skinner. That shows such a progression in his game. The commitment and then the quick decision to sort it out defensively.
Out to neutral ice, Wierkosh. We'll move it back for Erik Karlsson. A quick up. Clark MacArthur's in the zone. He'll drop it back. Karlsson in control. A wrister fought off by Hudobin a couple of times as he had Kyle Turris right out in front. Malone now tries to exit. He gets help from Pat Dwyer, who's pickpocketed by Mark Stone. And Erik Karlsson, who's all over the ice as usual, comes all the way back. Erik Karlsson now with 74 scoring points a season ago. Drops it off. Mike Hoffman. He'll send it in. Tim Gleason back. Good speed. Hoffman extremely fast. And now it's cleared all the way out through center ice by the Hurricanes. It comes back, and icing is called.
Well, let's take a look at a tough pinch from Victor Rask, okay, right here. But then an even better play from Jeff Skinner, as Skinner is going to come back through here eventually and make a play at the net. Takes a look. Oh, and now he not only has to come back, but he actually had to figure out who the open man was. So the tail end there is where he made his best play.
No icing here. Callan beaten to it by Chris Terry. They get to the corner. You see it up close. Out of the scrum. It deflects up top. Bobby Ryan has it. He's bottled up by Jordan Stahl for the moment. Brought out here by Mike Hoffman. He'll scale it in off a couple of supports. Murphy gets back for Carolina. Ryan a steal. He'll cut. Out in front. Back to the point. Cody Ceci with a shot at deflects. Off Tim Gleason, who has the puck. He'll elevate back out to neutral ice. Cody Ceci ahead for Mika Zibanejad. And back it goes now as Ottawa can hinge back out to center. Jared Cowan over the head of Zibanejad and all the way back in.
Well, Mika Zibanejad had some nice things to say about Carolina's two Swedes this morning. He played all the way on national teams with Victor Rask, and Elias Lindholm is 1 year ahead of him. Zibanejad's had a nice year.
Chiasson tries to move it by Justin Falk. Andre Sekera away from Pajot. Out of the corner. Rask gets to it. No icing here. Comes all the way back in Senators ice. With it is Mark Mathot. He's missed 37 games with injury problems this season. Now along the boards. Chiasson has it. He'll swing it across for Mark Mathot.
And Mathot, the Ottawa native, his contract's up at the end of this year, isn't it? The former Columbus Blue Jacket.
It's been ahead now. Yes, it is. Sekera Same situation for him. It comes all the way back. Wierkosh in control, flushed out by Jeff Skinner. $1:25 left to go in period one. In the center zone, David Legwand denied ice. Carlson got to it for Ottawa, and here they come. Curtis Lazar to the outside. He'll keep it wide off the stick of Hainsey, and it goes out of play. 1:15 left to go in the first period. Ottawa, just a few moments ago, had a shorthanded chance. It was rookie Curtis Lazar with a near miss. We're goalless.
Mac, we're scoreless in the first period in Ottawa, and the Hurricanes are over halfway through their season. They're not in a very favorable place in the standings right now. There are lots of questions, I'm sure, from the Hurricanes fans. I sat down with General Manager Ron Francis for an exclusive interview to talk about big names, trades, free agents, coaching, and much more. It's all in a two-part interview in the first and second intermissions. Guys?
Well, if you typically do anything between periods on our broadcasts, which we hope you don't do, avoid it tonight.
Yeah. We thank Ron for the access, which is very important. Wierkosh now. Mark Stone out in front. Turris, a block. The combination of McClement and Dwyer both got there. Falk now this way for Sekera. Under a minute left in the first period. Here at Canadian Tire Center. Over the line now. Carolina crossing with Dwyer looking for McClement. Mark Stone circling back in his own zone, and here they come. MacArthur shied away from Sekera. Just inside the line, Jay McClement gets to it for Brad Malone. Malone checked on the play as he's tied up along the wall by Gryba. Getting to it, McClement, a tough angle. Inside for Dwyer. Good stick handling. A chance, they score! Brad Malone on the doorstep, and Carolina strikes first.
Okay, let's watch the right side of your screen. There's Malone, draws the check, has good support, plus taking the hit from McClement. Board play goes on, again taking a hit. Real good hunger from Dwyer, and then the net drive from Malone. That is an excellent job of three guys supporting and reacting off of one another, taking hits to make plays, and the hunger that wasn't there to fight through last night in the estimation of Bill Peters, that Dwyer had to set up Malone back in the lineup to score.
Carolina, 11 of their 14 wins, as we saw with that graphic, when they score first. And Bill Peters was talking this morning about fourth lines around the league, and he puts this group up against anyone. And last night, he really didn't want to take Brad Malone out of the lineup, but he did, and he puts him back in here tonight, and it pays dividends. So Brad Malone at 19:28 gives Carolina the 1-0 lead after 20 here in Canada's capital. Tim Gleason will be Tripp's guest. Inside a Hurricane Part 1 with General Manager Ron Francis. The Hurricanes won. The Senators, no score. Right, sir. Stand up and be accounted for. You don't see a lot of these. Throwback. California Golden Seals here in Canada's capital. Love it. Charlie Finley owned that team at one time. Brad Malone owns the only goal here tonight, scored at 19:28 of period one.
And the former general manager of the Ottawa Senators, Marshall Johnston, and a longtime head of pro scouting for the Carolina Hurricanes, Marshall Johnston.
Yes.
He was a part of the California Seals as well.
He was.
Great man, Marshall Johnston. He had a true hockey man.
Brad Malone, the ice time, the shot, and most importantly, the presence he brings. And the energy that fourth line has been producing. John Forslund, Tripp Tracy, Chantel McCabe at ice level, along with our fine crew. Canadian Tire Center in Canada, Ontario, just outside the city limits of Ottawa. First of three meetings. Carolina coming off a loss last night in Raleigh. Ottawa coming off a win here against Montreal on Thursday night. Off the face-off, Talusti. Sekera with a shot, looking for a tip, none available. Justin Falk, swallowed by Craig Anderson. Let's take a look at the first period numbers brought to us by Buffalo Brothers. Aw, man, now I want wings.
I thought the Hurricanes had a very good road period. Boy, their first periods, come on now. I mean, they've been strong, whether it be at home or on the road. I mean, their last road first period was in St. Louis. That was rather good. They had a 3-1 lead. They had a couple of excellent first periods at home against Colorado and Vancouver.
I'll start off the draw. They will do it again. Lindholm, who may see some time at center in the second half of the season. We'll see after the All-Star break. He's out there with Riley Nash and Jeff Skinner. Tim Gleason, Ryan Murphy on the back end for Bill Peters. Alex Chiasson in deep in the Ottawa zone. Nash out in front. Good stick by Anderson. Otherwise, it was an excellent scoring opportunity right out in front. Murphy in control. Ryan Murphy goes deep. Lindholm back again. Murphy holding onto it. Along the wall, Lindholm, a nice sweep check by Mark Mathot, and it comes all the way back out.
Yeah, I still think Skinner was Carolina's most impactful player in the first period, so hopefully he continues that.
Along the end wall now, a tie-up. Riley Nash coming back. They turn it over. Here's Carlson. Here it comes, just wide of Anton Hudobin, who had the angle. Mathot hammers one off a stick wide off McCulloch. Played by Carlson. Now Mathot, his bid, hung on to without rebound by Anton Hudobin.
Talk about the garden spot. The two Swedes, Zibanejad and Carlson, are probably talking about that grade A. I mean grade A chance. For a small man, you know what? Chiasson had the screen, and then he let it evaporate. He maybe didn't want to feel the pain, potentially, of this Carlson blast. Talk about a slight guy that proves that you can fire the puck.
Well, he's a special athlete. He's 6 feet, 180 pounds. But the core strength, the leg strength, his vertical leap, all those things are off the charts. Now Gryba. Cross corner, Mark Stone, fended off by Brett Belmore. Carolina sails it out to center ice. Eric Gryba coming back. Jean-Gabriel Pageau back for Gryba. They start again off the stick of Wierkosh. Controlled for the moment by Chris Terry. To the outside, Gerby. No quarter given by Eric Gryba. Laid offside here against Carolina as the Senators bring it ahead. Stone over the line. Pageau cutting. Off a body. Blocked on the way through that time. In the high slot. A good block by Jay McClennan. Top of your screen, Brad Malone, who has the game's only goal. It eludes Ron Hainsey. He'll hunt it down in his own end and start again.
If you're Nathan Gerby and the defenseman has a tight gap on you, that's where you have to dump and chase. If there's, a lesser gap, then, you can skate and try to make a play. But this was a really tight gap. So that should have been a dump in, and let's get a look at that pattern. Not a huge amount of curve on that stick from Carlson in his first year as captain, as Jason Spezza moves on to Dallas.
Not afraid to shoot, as we saw with that graphic, 160 shots. Replacing Jason Spezza as captain after he was traded from here. He replaced the longtime captain, Daniel Alfredsson, who retired this season.
Well, you know what we need to talk about? The Swede who made the imprint not only on this whole organization, but Swedes like Carlson who lived with him. Mika Zibanejad told me he's had the biggest impact on his career, and that's Daniel Alfredsson, whose number was retired recently. You talk about these players other than Ray Bourque that spend their entire careers with one organization, then to try to win a cup they go elsewhere. The majority of the time, do you think they regret it? Because you really would love to be one of those guys that play your entire career for one team.
It's a tough call, it always is. It deflects out of play. Reminder tonight, should the Canes score 3 or more goals, get a free large pizza when you buy a large regular priced pizza online at participating Papa John's the day after the Canes score 3 or more. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Do you think most people think about, when they think about Ray Bourque, is the first thing that comes to mind him wearing a Boston Bruins jersey, or is the first thing that comes to mind him wearing a Colorado Avalanche jersey as Joe Sakic hands him the cup? That's an interesting question.
Now Hoffman over the line. You would think Boston, but it is a good question. Now to the corner. Dug out. Bobby Ryan shut down off the stick of Zibanejad. Bruising through the slot, right through the goal crease, and now it's brought out here by Jiri Tlusty. A drop pass, but going offside was Eric Stahl, and we get a stoppage.
Zibanejad told me that Alfredsson taught him how to prepare yourself every day on and off the ice. It was his contact on the forecheck and then driving the front of the net, the interchange with Bobby Ryan. What a good stick from Anton Hudobin as Zibanejad. He scored a rather big goal in the World Junior Tournament, didn't he, to win gold?
Sure did. Mika Zibanejad was a 6th overall pick in 2011. Spent some time in the minor leagues. Chiasson will get it deep on the gallop. Clark MacArthur, Justin Falk ahead of him. Chiasson in the corner. Lays it along now. MacArthur up top. Here's Carlson. He'll cradle it. He'll walk it. His shot blocked in front off Sekera. A steal by MacArthur, and a good stick here recovering on him by Jeff Skinner, who goes cross corner, actually in on the goaltender, and Anderson will field it and get a face-off.
It's the second good play Skinner's made defensively. Let's watch yet another thing Karlsson does. Just keeps this puck in with pressure coming, and now he eludes Skinner. And I thought Jeff was in pretty good positioning, and Andrej Sekera gets in the shooting lane. We were here shortly before he broke his Achilles in Pittsburgh, that nasty collision with Matt Cook. And we got on the bus, and Rod Brind'Amour said that's the best player in the NHL right now. Remember that game where he was an absolute dominating player.
Won the Norris Trophy in 2012 as the league's top defenseman. Now McCulloch to the outside. Milan McCulloch, Joe cut, defended well that time on the way through. Getting back was Rask. Now McCulloch, it goes high. Pageau was the screen out in front. Pageau and Hainsey come together. Nathan Gerbe out to the center zone, and the Senators can reorganize.
It's two screens, whether it be Pageau or Chiasson on that Karlsson shot, where they've been there, but they haven't denied the vision of Khudobin. Khudobin's finding a way to see around those players.
Brett Bellemore. Indirect pass, a chip by Chris Terry. It comes back. Cody Ceci, checked by Nathan Gerbe. Along the wall now, David Legwand back out. Picked off by Murphy. D to D. Gleason behind Dwyer, captured by Jared Cowan. Was on and off the stick of Condra. He and Legwand to get it back. Eric Condra cutting. His shot turned out by Khudobin. They score! On the rebound, it's Cody Ceci. And we're tied.
Left side of your screen, you're going to see a battle between Dwyer and Ceci. So a defenseman jumps in, the middle lane drive, that helps to create that lane, but Patrick Dwyer, the smart player that he is, does not lose many of these foot races up the ice. And he was upset with himself after. He was upset, he knew it, he has a high hockey IQ. And remember Ceci in the first period with that middle lane drive, so he's definitely made a habit of jumping in at the right times in this game and has tied the game.
The 21-year-old Ottawa native has tied it with his third goal of the season. Now Falk out of the corner. Eric Stahl, power move, nobody home. Broken up by Bobby Ryan. Here come the Sens. Mike Hoffman moving on Sekera. Savannah Jad's in, out in front again. What a stop! Khudobin coming across, and I have got the goalpost. We'll have to wait and see, but Anton Khudobin in desperation came all the way across. Now Sekera holding onto it. Wheeled along from his own zone with just about 5 minutes gone in the second period. Over the line, Jordan. His shot goes off Anderson. Played here by Eric Stahl. Stahl turns it back to the point. Belmore's bid tipped wide by Talusti. Getting to it is Eric Stahl. Through the slot area, Bellemore away from Bobby Ryan. Brett Bellemore, Yuri Talusti moves it to Eric Stahl. The captain takes it to the outside. In the high slot, Nash had it, lost it. Eric Stahl gets it back. And it's poked off of his stick, and away is Mike Hoffman on the off wing. They'll drag it, defended well by Brett Bellemore. Carolina will survive as they punch it back ahead. Off an Ottawa player along the bench, and we get a stoppage.
John, it is so tough mentally for a goalie to give up a goal, even if it's not his fault, and worry about making the next save. Can you say second, third effort? And Anton Khudobin, you watch the save he made with a glove on McKinnon on Tuesday night. The single biggest improved part of his equipment from October until now, 2014 to early 15, is the glove.
Well, fooled the referee. The referee gave the washout. I thought he had it, but they don't do that unless it goes off the goalpost. But it was so quick, and from that view, a beautiful look at the save made by Khudobin. Now they move it deep. Gryba on a cycle. Clark MacArthur, he'll wind it up. His shot fought off by Khudobin. Second chance stop off Chiasson. And it's covered up in the crease by Anton Khudobin.
Not a lot of rebound chances in this game, and Khudobin is equal to the challenge. Now I want you to watch here. That's Gryba, but what I also want you to watch is the way Dwyer comes over and ends up losing the race. So good adjustment from Dwyer here. He looks. And I don't think he knew if Ceci was going to join the rush for sure. Or he underestimated his speed. That's a heck of a goal there. And the second chances that have been created here from Ottawa here in this second period.
Ceci is third from Eric Condra and David Legwand at 4:19. Brad Malone scoring for Carolina late in period 1. Shots 12-8, and they favor Ottawa. J.G. Pajot will get the boot here. Mark Stone, I believe. No, it's McCulloch now. That will take the face-off against Victor Rask.
He started to heat up and they need him. He does have points, McCulloch, in his last 3 games.
A lot of injury problems. A real serious knee injury of late that's hampered his skating. He used to be one of the fastest players in the league, and now it's played here by Ryan Murphy. Broken up by Stone on the way through. Victor Rask helping out the D. A chip by Nathan Gerby. It comes all the way back. Icing is called here against Carolina. The Carolina Ale House is the spot for cool bars, and a brand new location in downtown Raleigh has just opened. This Monday night, the Canes are in Toronto. Log on to CarolinaHurricanes.com for more details.
So I drove by that location, and it looks spectacular. Let's hope this is a spectacular clean win from Rask.
Canes and Leafs Monday night, starting with Hurricanes Live right here at 7. Now it comes all the way back in. Mike Hoffman reverses the flow. Stops through the blue and out. All the way back, it's Carlson. He'll spin one, a tip. Hudobin said no. Loose out in front. Zibanejad off a body off Rask. And Carolina will survive as they skate it out. Carlson, Mike Hoffman over the line, on and off the stick of Bobby Ryan. Turned back by Carolina's Victor Rask. Wheeled ahead, but not deep enough by Nathan Gerby. A thought fielded by Bobby Ryan. He'll hand it off to Mika Zibanejad. His shot blocked by Gleason. Getting to it is Victor Rask. Rask along the wall. Brad Malone scampers out to neutral ice. Malone defended at the line beautifully by Mark Mathot. The Sens transition. Ryan broken up by Victor Rask. Now Malone. His shot detected easily by Craig Anderson. Will step aside. 12:44 left to go in the second period. We are deadlocked at 1 at Canadian Tire Center. And an X-factor so far, Anton Hudobin doing his thing.
No question. I mean, he continues to show excellent lateral movement, the push from side to side, the effort there on his best save of the game, desperation, right after he'd given up a goal, by the way, which shows you that he has the ability, we talk about it a lot, to discard whatever's happened and live in the now.
Yeah. That's important for a goaltender, especially at this level. Falk off the blocker of Anderson. Dwyer back to the point. It's Sekera. Falk goes wide. His shot. No tip. Another chance through the blue and out. McClement. Now Falk. Indirect pass. Brad Malone. Malone winds it ahead off the stick. David Legwand is back for Ottawa. Eric Condra. Indirect feed. Along the wall and deep. Curtis Lazar gets after it. A pair of 27s. He along with Justin Falk. In the corner now as we see it up close. Malone seals the wall. Just about 8 minutes gone in the second period. Lazar with a shot wide of Hudobin. Curtis Lazar gets to it again. He'll dangle back of the goal. Legwand on the exchange. David Legwand holding on to that puck away from McClement. Gryba off a body. Blocked up top by Malone. Getting to it. Wierkosh through a screen. It goes astray. Little tip out in front. And a change now for Ottawa as they send it back.
Boy, Ottawa, their points are active. The point men are getting to the middle of the ice like Gryba did there, and they are really finding a way to create a net front presence in this period.
Mark MacArthur for Kyle Turris. Former Phoenix Coyote. Inside it goes Chiasson. Now Turris off Falk. It goes off the shin guard of Cody Ceci, and you see it come all the way back. Winding it up, Jared Cowan. Controlled now by Kyle Turris. Knocked out of midair by MacArthur. Jordan Staal is back as the Carolina defense starts it again. Eric for Jordan. Here they come. Jordan to the outside. He shakes off Cowan. Back checking is Kyle Turris. Nice reverse. Cody Ceci. Alex Chiasson fights off Eric Staal. Held in the zone by Jordan. Awaiting in the trapezoid Anderson. Forced by Talusti. Eric now Talusti. He'll dance. Here Talusti. Belmore turned out by Anderson. High in the slot. Going down was Jared Cowan, felled by a high stick. Ottawa to the power play.
That's an unfortunate time to lose control of your stick for the captain because Eric Jordan and Talusti had a very nice shift.
We got Carolina.
Let's watch here in the front of the net.
High stick.
Eric's trying to bat that puck into the net. By the way, let's see, was his stick above the bar in case he had been able to do it? He's actually trying to make a play to score a goal. It's still the right call, okay? And it's going to be 4 minutes. But he's literally trying to bat that puck in the net. It looked to me, had he been able to do so, his stick was above the bar.
Here we go. 4-minute power play ensues. The injury to Jared Cowan. You saw him on the bench. Hainsey now. Gerby. Forced by Bobby Ryan. Back out to neutral ice. Elon McCulloch. Erik Karlsson now will settle it down. He'll skate it away from Riley Nash. Nash along with Gerby up front. Hainsey and Gleason are back. Swing pass out of the reach of Chiasson. Icing is called here against the Sens.
Jen, I have to check the rule. Let's say hypothetically Eric Stahl, his stick is at or below the bar, or say it's below the crossbar, and he is able to bat that puck in the net, and then he catches Cowan in the follow-through. At that point, is it a follow-through? Or can it still be, so it will be a good goal?
It's a goal and a penalty.
Yeah, so because they've taken the follow-through out a few years ago, the rule used to be that if you, on a pass or a shot, if you're following through and you high-stick a guy, then it wasn't a penalty.
That's right. As you see that graphic there in terms of the shorthanded proficiency of the Hurricanes. Sekera now wide of Craig Anderson. Chiasson in control now. He'll move it back. He played his college hockey at BU. 10:14 left to go in the second period. Karlsson quarterbacking. Neutral ice and full flight. Mika Zibanejad. Bobby Ryan stayed on side. Zibanejad broken up. Good play by Justin Falk. And out she goes.
Well, there's no question that Justin Falk, through half of this game, he has to play 60 or more if required, has been a lot better than he was last night. He's had the bounce back halfway through he's been looking for.
Now Clark MacArthur on the wall. David Legwand, he'll go inside with it. Sekera for Carolina, got a stick to it. An errant pass. Fed out of the zone that time by Mark Stone and all the way back. Erik Karlsson's on it. Ottawa down to 2:40 as we see. Left to go in the double minor. Carried out here by Legwand, the veteran. 34 years young. Stone to the outside. It's Turris. Off a stick. Legwand at back of the goal. Out of the corner. Turris to the point. Controlled by Karlsson. His shot blocked on the way through. Knocked down by Hainsey. And right out. Carolina kills more time.
Now they'll draw a penalty. Similar call, I think, that Eric Stahl just took. Might be a high stick. Gleason, that's the second time he's gotten caught. Watch Gleason. Yep. So it's
17, minor penalty, high stick.
Stahl at one end and Legwand at the other. All you ask for is consistency, whether you're Dave Cameron or Bill Peters, and that's a very good example. The referees in this game have provided exactly that, consistent calls.
We get to 4-on-4 hockey. Ottawa has scored 4 goals in this situation, yielded 5. Carolina has yet to score a goal in 4-on-4. They've given up 3. Legwand a minor penalty, so it will be a 22-second power play for the Hurricanes at the tail end of this. The Canes have had 3 power plays so far tonight. Off the draw, Jordan Stahl wins it back for Ron Hainsey. Hainsey inside along the wall, Lindholm. Hainsey again. He'll dangle away from Bobby Ryan. Inside now for Jordan Stahl, defended by Cody Ceci. Jordan takes it to the outskirts, leaves it for Lindholm. He's tied up by Jared Cowan. Out of the scrum, Jordan for Lindholm. Bobby Ryan attempts to lend a helping hand. He does. Carolina will wheel back in their own zone and start over.
Boy, Jordan Stahl seems like he's gotten his legs going and then
Trouble brewing that time on the way out for Ryan Murphy, tied up by Bobby Ryan. At the line, Cody Ceci forces an offside. And we'll step aside. 8:37 left to go in the second period. Chantel McCabe with Canes assistant coach Rod Brind'Amour on the other side of this break.
Bench with assistant coach Rod Brind'Amour. A lot of penalties taken in this game. Your team's playing in the second half of a back-to-back set. How would you assess their play so far?
Well, I thought we came out really well, especially, like you said, we played last night. Then, Ottawa got going, and they took it to us a little bit. Now I think we're getting our legs back here, and, it's been a pretty even game.
Best of luck the rest of the way. Thanks.
I talked to Kyle Turris in Ottawa this morning about when you're hemmed in, you don't have momentum, how you get it back. He talked about the need for communication on the bench, that it becomes even more important.
Pajot flies in for a chance, shut down. What a save by Hudobin. As J.G. Pajot came from out of nowhere. Skinner, a deflected pass out to center ice. Mark Mathot in control. Over the line, sealed off by Justin Falk. Out of the corner now. Pajot interrupted by Andre Sekera, and the Hurricanes attempt a breakout. Here they come. 10-2 with the skates. It's Skinner. Here he comes with a shot sealed off by Craig Anderson. Skinner gets it back from his knees. It's broken up here by Erik Karlsson. Tight quarters for Mike Hoffman. And away they go. Hoffman now. This way for Turris. Hoffman one more time. He'll pump it off the stick of Ryan Murphy. Murphy pestered by Kyle Turris. A good play in the forecheck. Turris stays with it. Inside for Jared Cowan by him. And you're looking at Ron Hainsey with time and space in his own zone.
Well, you say Pajot comes out of nowhere. You know who made the play once again? The created Karlsson.
Now it's Gerby. A pirouette, well wide on his backhand. Sekera, his shot, same thing. This way it's Falk. Falk in control by Gerby. Nash in back of the goal. He'll stop and start. Riley Nash looks it over. Nobody out in front. He delays. Holds onto it. Sekera's there now. To the outside, off of Anderson. Good chance. Nathan Gerby. Polk with a bid stopped by Craig Anderson. And a lead feed. David Legwand is onside. Here he comes. Shut down by Hudobin. As we go coast to coast. Cody Ceci. They wheel it around. Lassar with a shot. Great save. Hudobin. Getting to it now is Nathan Gerby. And away we go. Nathan Gerby on Cody Ceci. He'll get it deep.
Both players nearly with chances out of the box. Legwand first. That actually would have been a power play goal for Ottawa. And then Eric Stahl was looking for a similar chance as he came out of the box seconds later.
Now Malone. Handled by Hudobin. Left along now for Dwyer. McCulloch is on him. Malone for Carolina, who scored late in the first period. Leads it ahead for Patrick Dwyer. He's checked by Patrick Wierkosh on the way through, out of the corner. Dwyer attempting to dig it out. Malone through the blue. No chance. Now it's Hainsey. Inside for McClement. McClement away from Greiba. Holding onto it on a cycle. Good work by Carolina's McClement. Dwyer on and off his stick. McClement gets back after it, and now Condra attempts to get it out. Lazar for Ottawa. Through the middle, captured by Brett Belmore. Again, right back in the zone.
That's a nice gap for Belmore. Earlier in this period, he joins the Raj sheet. You know, he made a good defensive one-on-one play. I mean, he continue when Brett Belmore comes in the lineup. It's not pretty, but he is a gamer.
Here's Murphy. Murphy now floats it in. Wierkosh is back, paired with Greiba. This is Greiba on the wall now by Hoffman, and again back out. Ryan Murphy, D-to-D for Gleason. He'll dust it off. Turning stick of Chris Terry. Moving ahead now, Jordan Stahl trapped inside the zone. That time was Jiri Tolusti, and it's offside. 5:29 left to go in the second period. J.G. Pajot shakes his head. We had an excellent scoring chance right here. Anton Hudobin comes up big. Scoring chances for these two at the tail end of this period.
Doesn't every team dream of having a defenseman who can hit a player at top speed? Well, this is ideal. Karlsson to Pajot, heck of a save. And now Legwand out of the box. But you see Falk's route. Falk, by not giving up on the play, prevented the deking option, which allowed Hudobin just to focus on the backhand.
The thought now tied up by Chris Terry. 5:19 left to go in the second period. Deadlocked at one. Falk with a bid, tipped on the way through by Terry. Getting to it is Erik Karlsson. Chiasson tied up that time by Sekera. Terry with a shot easily detected by Craig Anderson. The Canes have a brand new 5-game flex pack starting at $125. Choose from 7 key matchups ranging from January to March. Receive a $25 gift card to the iStore with each plan that is purchased. Call 866-NHL-CANES or skate to CarolinaHurricanes.com/tickets for more details and to secure your seats now.
Jordan and Eric Stahl just talked about who was going to take this draw. They settled on Jordan, and they had a good shift before the 2 high sticking calls, so let's see if they can get back at it.
Hoffman out to center ice. Gleason is there. Eric Stahl now in control. Mathot turning back. Mark Mathot wheels ahead. Played here by Bobby Ryan. Ryan over the line. Zibanejad for the front. The late guy is Hoffman. Inside now. Turned out in front by Ryan. Good stick by Hudobin. Getting to it is Ryan Murphy. And the Hurricanes attempt to get it out. Tolusti takes a hit to make a play, and the Stahl brothers wheel it back. Now out to center ice, it's Gleason. Elevating the puck. It rolls in on Craig Anderson. He'll hang on for a face-off, and we'll get to the Coors Light freeze cam here tonight, Trip. We'll take a look at Carolina's goal, scored late in the first period by Brad Malone.
Windboard battles. Speed to the front of the net. And and hunger. Dwyer on Wierkosh. And Malone scores. So that's the good moment for Dwyer. Unfortunately, he was on the wrong end of another battle with Ceci to tie this game, but a goal from your fourth line, that's a bonus.
Hainsey plays it along. Lindholm with a shot. Good pad save by Anderson. Belmore. Inside it goes, looking for Nash. Jared Callen to the outside. Mark Stone. Stone, good job that time by Skinner, cutting the ice in half. And Ottawa rewinds back in their own territory. Cody Ceci through center ice. A chip by Pajot. It comes all the way back in. Belmore looks around, flushed out by McCulloch. He'll reverse the flow. Here's Elias Lindholm. He'll dangle back in his own zone and start over.
Skinner has had one of his better defensive games. He makes a play in the neutral zone with back pressure. A key back check in the first period. Has done some good things handling Pointman. He's had a nice night from that standpoint.
Milan McCulloch for Ottawa. Here they come. Stone holding on to it. Ceci with a shot. It deflects wide. McCulloch off the backside of the netting. Played here by Pajot. Interrupted by Sekera, not out. Wierkosh for the Senators. He tries a centering pass. He gets it back off Sekera. Patrick Wierkosh. Gigi Pajot out in front. Unattainable for Milan McCulloch. And all the way back.
Hudobin's stick got caught in the back of the net. As Pajot didn't let him know which side he was coming out.
Here comes Legwand. His shot swallowed by Hudobin. No further play.
Hudobin had to yank his stick out of the back of the net. You see the knob. I had this happen to me. Look, he doesn't use a big knob either. So the hole's there in the netting. It's easier for it to get caught. Watch here. It's in the net. So watch as this play continues. Get out of there. Oh, come on. Get out of there. He was probably talking in Russian.
3:15 left in the second period. Legwand and McClement on the draw. Off the faceoff. Three along the boards now. Lazar moving up on Murphy. They play it along. Gleason out of the corner in control. Through center ice all the way in on Craig Anderson. Anderson now will play it himself. Gryba moving it along the wall and back out. In the center ice area now. Curtis Lazar moves it ahead. Part two, Ron Francis with Chantel McCabe. During our second intermission tonight. Getting to it is Dwyer. Deep in his own zone. Murphy plays it along for Gerby and back out. Curtis Lazar bumped by McClement. Now a foot race. Carlson wins the race back in his own end. Mathot. This is Legwand. He'll gain center. A bouncer. Play by Hudobin. That's not that easy. Victor Rask now in back of the goal. Rask to the outside, forced by Chiasson. And now he'll take it back. Headman the puck for Chris Terry, and away we go. Chris Terry over the line, checked hard by Erik Karlsson. Karlsson gets to it, goes off the stick. Here's Brad Malone down low. Shot taken by Rask. Terry shut down by Anderson. They whack at it again and out of the pileup. Mark Mathot in control and back out.
Best moment for the Swedes on both teams. Victor Rask protecting the puck and then the breakout pass, and then Erik Karlsson showing you he can do everything with a heck of a finish. Then Rask nearly scores.
Chris Terry, Victor Rask. Rask with a shot, an easy one for Craig Anderson. No further play.
I mentioned earlier Mika Zibanejad, who played with Rask on national teams, said, boy, can he ever protect the puck. Is he ever strong on the puck? Case in point right here on Chiasson. So now he changes with a nice stop and start. And the Hurricanes end up coming out cleanly. Head up there to make the play. Karlsson with a good finish, another Swede, and Rask with a chance thereafter.
Cody Ceci for Bobby Ryan. Mike Hoffman. Getting back, Justin Falk. A long pass for Jordan Staal, looking for Talusti. Bobby Ryan knocking it down in the center zone. It pinballs around, controlled by Hoffman. To the outside, Ceci. His shot turned out by Hudobin. Rebound controlled by Sekera. Eric Staal in his own zone. Hands it off to Jordan. Here they come. You're looking at Falk. Falk over the line, holding onto it. Bumped hard by Cowan. Anderson got a piece of that. Out of the corner now. Taluski is tied up by Mika Zibanejad. In controls Jordan Staal. His shot off a body off Bobby Ryan. Now it's Belmore forcing the play. Now Talusti will take it to the outside for Carolina. Yuri Talusti winding it deep. Zibanejad looking over his shoulder under a minute left in the second period. Mike Hoffman turns it over to Yuri Talusti, who shies away from Zibanejad, and it's taken out here by Mike Hoffman.
Eric, Jordan, and Talusti have had a much better, more noticeable second period. If this thing goes to the locker room tight, can they build on it in the third?
Center ice area, Pajot a give back. He handcuffs Karlsson. Anderson by Nash. Now Hainsey. Ron Hainsey off of Eric Condra. In the center ice area. Condra again for Ottawa. He'll lift it ahead. Khudobin directing traffic. Belmore forced by McCulloch, who wins the battle. Milan McCulloch. Condra with a shot. Canceled by Hainsey out in front. And he clears out to neutral ice. Mark Mathot will steer it in. 12 seconds left in the period. Shots 20 Carolina, 19 Ottawa. Riley Nash now along the boards. Back out to the center zone, and Erik Karlsson wins the foot race.
Ottawa's definitely had more of a willingness to dump pucks in here in this period. I think the Hurricanes need to go to school on that and play some dump and chase when the situation calls for it.
Well, he's the man that has Carolina's goal tonight. Brad Malone will be Tripp's guest. PNC Bank's second intermission, part 2 of the Ron Francis interview with Chantel McCabe. That's the story here in Canada's capital. After 40 minutes of play, a grinding defensive game with pretty good goaltending at both ends, especially from Anton Khudobin. Carolina 1, Ottawa 1 on Fox Sports Carolina.
We do that every morning on a morning skate, and he's doing a very good job of it.
Good work. Thank you.
Thank you, Chantel. Upstairs with Tripp Tracy, I'm John Forsland as we get ready for this third period at Canadian Tire Center. The road trip will continue. One more game before the All-Star break. It's Monday night. Air Canada Center in Toronto. Canes and Maple Leafs starting with Hurricanes live at 7 o'clock. Bobby Ryan, Mike Hoffman holding on to it now. Ottawa's leading goal getter. This way for Cody Ceci. Accepted by Carolina's Andre Sekera. He'll move it back for his partner Justin Falk. And they start again.
This is cool technology. Eric Stahl just lost an edge, but he has that replaceable blade. Bob Gorman is going down to replace that blade on the bench.
Mark Stone, a sweep check on the way through that time by Riley Nash. Ryan Murphy checked a bit by Milan McCulloch. Here's Tim Gleason fanning on a pass, but good support by Nash. He'll turn off a hit thrown at him by Jean-Gabriel Pajot. In control, Chris Terry, a turnover. Stone, he's in, he scores! Mark Stone breaks the tie.
Watch the right side of your screen right here. It's a good pinch, it's pressure, but unless you're sure, don't go to the middle of the ice. And even though Marcoux correctly said that Khudobin's glove has gotten much better, with the defenseman going down to try to block it, a perfect shooting angle, very accurate shot. He's got no chance there. That's a tough turnover from Terry.
Mark Stone, his 11th goal of the season. Third round pick in 2010. Who's a +8, having a nice season as another one of these young players for Ottawa. So the Senators now have the 2-1 advantage as they even the shot chart. It comes all the way back in Senators ice. Mark Mathot on the wall. Clark MacArthur sealed off, cleaned up by Mathot. Held ahead by Dwyer, broken up by Ottawa's Erik Karlsson, and out he goes. Karlsson in control. He'll move it all the way back in. Alex Chiasson is there, checked by Brad Malone. Off a stick it goes astray. Creeping up, Karlsson. He'll move it. Inside for Turris, negated by Belmore. Chiasson again for Kyle Turris. He'll leave it there. An attempt to play it to himself. Ron Hainsey has it for Carolina as now they get it back out.
And see there, McClement, he misplays it, but he keeps it out of the middle of the ice. Unless you're 100% sure, hope is not a strategy in going to the middle of the ice.
Never a good choice. Now Falk through the middle, over the line. He'll go deep. Gryba is on him. In back of the goal, a turn by Curtis Lazar. Getting to it is Mike Hoffman, stolen by Victor Rask. Nathan Gerby to the point. Falk. His shot blocked on the way through. They score! It deflects on the way through. Chris Terry was parked out in front along with Nathan Gerby, and a scrambling Craig Anderson couldn't get to it. Carolina has tied it.
Talk about amending for a mistake. The pressure from Rask. Falk holding the line. Really, it's the work of Victor Rask with the support of Gerby. And you're right. The third guy is Terry, who goes to the front, and I think it is his goal. I think it goes off of Terry, not Wiercioch. Can't tell for sure. It could have, from that angle, looks like it might have gone off of Patrick Wiercioch and into the net. Either way, all three forwards, Rask, Gerby, net front presence, from Terry, factoring, and Falk gets it to the net quickly. That would be Terry amending for his mistake either way.
Justin Falk will get the goal, it looks like, off of Patrick Wierkosh. But Terry was in the right place at the right time. That's what you want. And Anderson had no chance on the redirect. Now Sekera. Inside, level ground again here in Canada's capital. Talusti's pass held in by Falk. Justin Falk with a shot blocked in front by Jared Cowan. Getting to it, Ryan not out, a shot. That time taken by Jordan Staal is blocked. Now Cody Ceci, Cowan checked by Eric. In support, it's Bobby Ryan away for Eric Condra. And the Senators get it out. Zibanejad moves it deep.
And if you didn't have the replaceable blades, that Eric Staal has a new blade in his skate, he would still be in the locker room getting that skate sharpened. That is really a game changer that you can just literally pull off the skate blade and replace it with a fresh one.
Jiri Talusti on a deflection. It's knocked down. It stays in play. Ryan Murphy for the Hurricanes. Here's Skinner. Jeff Skinner addresses it. His shot. Big rebound given up by Anderson. Taken out of the zone by Mark Stone. Lead feed, Milan McCulloch. He'll cut. His shot blocked nicely by Tim Gleason. Pajot. Stone out in front. It was off a stick. Good play by Skinner coming back, and Hudobin got a stick to it on the way out. Inside, McCulloch for Stone. Stone to the corner. Murphy is on him. They collide. Both boys go down. Pajot this way. Carlson. His shot. Off McCulloch. It goes wide. Now Mathot. Inside for Pajot. J.G. Pajot hit hard by Tim Gleason. McCulloch in support. Mark Stone picked off the glove hand of Anton Hudobin.
That was a smart hit from Gleason because he saw that the Ottawa player, Pajot, was partially turned. So that's a green light to finish the check. Let's take a look at Eric Staal getting his skate blade replaced after he lost an edge. See, Bob Gorman has to create some leverage. See how hard it is to get that out? And he has a hole. We've talked about it being, it's a suitcase, so we call it the hockey edge football of each of the guys on the team. Just over half the guys use them. So instead of having to go to the room, take your skate off, you can literally just replace the blade. Yeah. Bob Gorman has earned his meal on the way to Toronto.
Always does. I hope he gets served first. Sometimes is an issue. Stone unassisted 1 minute in. Falk getting the goal from Gerby and Rask at 2:21. Out to the center zone. It's Carlson for Ottawa. Here he comes. Right through the Red Sea. Parts. Hudobin says no. It comes back for Mathot inside again, and Belmore has it.
He has been a human highlight reel tonight. Absolutely parted the Red Seas there. Out of nowhere, Hudobin makes the save. But what hasn't Carlson done tonight? He hasn't been a one-trick pony. He's been dominating.
Now it's Hainsey. Brad Malone. Ron Hainsey in the corner. Moving it by Clark MacArthur. Carolina starts again. MacArthur a steal. Out in front. Good stick check by Talusti, but not out. Wierkosh off Chiasson. It goes to the corner. Turris is there. Kyle Turris tied up by Ron Hainsey. Now Clark MacArthur in a jam up here with Brad Malone, who peppers him. Free to the corner. Patrick Dwyer checked by MacArthur. Malone moves it for Hainsey. They have a tough time, but the end result, the Hurricanes get it out. A broken stick for Hainsey. A loose puck. Ottawa seizes control. Eric Gryba. Gryba moving up over the line. He's in. Gryba shielded by Sekera. Off Hudobin. Cleaned up out in front that time by Gerby. Getting to it, Lazar. Legwan on a cycle. He'll drop it off. Turning with it is Mike Hoffman. Hoffman lays it off McLennan. Overskated by Gerby, not out. Here's Legwan. Along the wall, Lazar. Hoffman. What a stop by Hudobin. Oh, a dandy there.
Boy, one mistake by Gerby. You see what it leads to, overskating that puck.
Legwan, Lazar to the outside. David Legwan again. Handing it off to Curtis Lazar. He's tied up by Brett Belmore. Hoffman this way for Cody Ceci, out of his reach as we see. And it comes all the way back. Craig Anderson well out to play it. He almost turned it over. Now it's touched ahead. Away goes Bobby Ryan. Ryan with a shot. Good block by Hainsey. Ryan stays with it. He goes down. In an awkward way, he gets back up. He lost his stick in the process. And Falk now sets up Chris Terry, and out they go.
That puck's got to get deep. We talked about Bobby Ryan in our open. The Hurricanes have done a nice job. I don't really remember any grade A chances he's had.
Eric Staal losing control. Mark Stone coming back for the Senators. Jordan Staal a steal. Now Eric behind Anderson. Condra ahead of Falk. He'll punch it all the way back by the driftwood. Accepted here by Ron Hainsey.
Is that a Carolina or is that Bobby Ryan stick? He was still in a ton of pain going to the bench.
Now Fulk with a tight turn for Hainsey through the middle of the ice, scaled ahead by Riley Nash. Craig Anderson out to play it. He'll move it. It's Pajot. He'll lay it back. McCulloch on the gallop. Stone to the outside. His shot wide of Hudobin. McCulloch going for the front. And now it's played here by Eric Stahl. Eric from his own territory. Moving up quickly is Ryan Murphy. To the outside. Murphy's shot. Walker save Anderson. Murphy stays with it. He's pinned in the corner by Mathot. Good play and support that time by Nash. Gleason at the point. Turning stick of Ryan Murphy. Murphy goes inside. Here's Elias Lindholm. He'll move it along. Good pressure here by Carolina. Although kept to the outside, they maintain control. Skinner down low. Turns it over to Carlson. Carlson wrapped up by Lindholm. Two Swedes get after it. Now Pajot. Along the wall and out, it's Mark Stone.
That's one of the first hesitant plays Skinner's made tonight. You know, he's below the goal line. You feel that pressure coming. Do something with it. Hold on to it for a split second, then make a play or try to penetrate. You know, he hasn't had that hesitation tonight.
Ryan Murphy to an open wing. Coming back now and in control. Patrick Dwyer for Gleason. This is McClement away from Wierkosh. Just about 8 minutes gone in this third period. Deadlocked at 2. It's off the stick of Patrick Dwyer. He was hit in open ice. Wierkosh now out of the corner, choked off by McClement. Chiasson hands it off to Turris, and out they come. 2-on-2. Kyle Turris with a shot negated by Sekera. Getting to it is Greiba. Broken up here by Justin Fulk. McClement, a good steer out. Carolina will escape harm.
Well, whether it be on the goal scored a few minutes ago from Ottawa or there, Ottawa certainly has no hesitation in pinching their defense. You have to feel that pressure coming.
Right out here by Hoffman. He'll go wide. Mike Hoffman pulls up, button hooks. Sets up Ceci. Here it comes. Good block. That was Victor Rask. To the corner now, Leguan. Curtis Lazar stopping and starting. He'll circle out in front. Hudobin's there a couple of times. He robs Hoffman. Now Rask. Can't get it out of the zone. Leguan for Ceci. Cody Ceci over the head of Mike Hoffman. Top of your screen, it's Jared Cowan. Cowan down the wall. Handing off to Hoffman. He has Lazar out in front. Can't get it to him without his stick now. It's Victor Rask. They tie up along the wall. Ceci can't get to it. Good work by Lazar, but it's broken up by Chris Terry, and the Hurricanes wheel out.
Victor Rask blocked the shot and thought he broke his stick, so he leaned on it. Corey Stillman told me once upon a time, don't lean on it. Even if it is broken, hold on to it. If you can't tell it's broken, you still might be able to make a play with it, especially if you're killing a penalty, and that was the hockey IQ of Stillman.
Now it comes out with Condra. Ryan on Hainsey, a cut, blocked by Hainsey. Second chance stop. Hudobin getting to it now is Hainsey away for Yuri Talusti. Jordan Stahl in neutral ice. He'll swoop in the zone with Eric. Eric has it. Back for Jordan. Jordan. Stick checked by Mathot. Out of the corner now. It's loose. Top of your screen. Hunted down by Eric Condra. He's checked by Talusti. Eric from Jordan. Blocked. And a good block it was that time by Erik Karlsson as it pops out.
He's had blocks. He had a heck of a hit physically in the second period. We certainly know what he's done offensively. The rounded game tonight of Karlsson.
Mark Mathot coming all the way back in his own zone away from Elias Lindholm. A reverse for Karlsson. Karlsson along the wall. He'll poke it along. Broken up by Skinner. Hammered by Lindholm. Answered by Anderson. Now Nash turns it over to Karlsson, who lifts it ahead. Tim Gleason at the line goes D to D for Ryan Murphy. Murphy's pass detected by McCulloch. Here comes Karlsson. To the outside, he'll look around. Lay it off Skinner, get it back. Erik Karlsson, Pajot. Karlsson through a maze, covered up by Anton Hudobin. 9:25 left to go in regulation time. We're deadlocked at 2 here at Canadian Tire Center. Mark Stone made it 2-1 Ottawa. Justin Fulk tied it for the Hurricanes. Prototype of today's defenseman, Erik Karlsson, gets a break here. Let's take a look at Coors Light cold hard facts. Points by defenseman since 2011. He leads the charge.
You know what I like most about his game is he's a -6, but there was one year he was a -30, so he's giving away a lot of that electrifying offensive action. I mean, he has been a guy that has been noticeably good and has made a point of being a good defenseman in his own end a few times, physically and anticipating.
I'll start off the face-off, and we will do it again. Kyle Turris will take this face-off. Turris against Jay McClement. Ottawa out shooting Carolina as we see by 3. Sekera holding on to it now. He'll lug it out. Falk in control. Ed Manning intended for Jay McClement. It comes back, no icing. Patrick Wierkosh is on it. A lead pass for Kyle Turris is interrupted. Played along the boards by Dwyer. Turris now for Gryba. Inching out, Wierkosh. Choked off by McClement. Ottawa starts again. Now Clark MacArthur coming back in his own zone. Here's Wierkosh. Through center, moving it by Sekera. Falk has it, 8:50 left in regulation time.
It's been a nice bounce back for Justin Falk after the tough outing last night.
Malone with a shot over the top of Craig Anderson, loose along the boards. At the point, Malone again at pinballs, all the way across. Wierkosh ahead of McClement. Now Erik Karlsson will start from his own zone. Lead pass off the stick of Mark Stone. Turned out by Terry. And it comes back to Mark Mathot. Here's Karlsson. Pajot. Stone at the Carolina line. Along the boards, interrupted by Ron Hainsey. It's loose. McCulloch just wide on a tip. Blocked by Belmore. Belmore ties up with McCulloch. It's left by Pajot for Stone. Mark Stone to the point. Mathot. This way, Karlsson. His shot up high, caught by Anton Hudobin. 8:04 left to go in regulation time. Deuce is wild here in Canada's capital.
18th, the game that former Leafs Jay McClement and Tim Gleason won against Toronto. They were the hottest team in the National Hockey League. How things have changed since then, and it's only been a month.
It can happen in that city. Now Karlsson with a shot off the metal. Beat Hudobin, but hit the goalpost on his glove side. Now Eric Staal moving up. Karlsson checks him. 7:50 left in this third period. At the point. Right outside the line by Sekera. Met there, broken up by Karlsson. He'll get after it. He and Falk come together. Good play by Justin Falk. Jordan Staal for Andrej Sekera. Out of the reach of Yuri Tlusty. Mark Mathot for Ottawa. Off the stick of Karlsson. And the Senators get it deep.
I now know Eric and Jordan Staal in the second period before faceoff were talking because Jordan's having a tough night in the faceoff circle. And I think they talked about maybe switching it up and having Eric take some draws.
Out of the corner now. Cody Ceci will get it to a loose puck and play it along for Curtis Lazar. Mike Hoffman has speed. Here he comes. His shot stopped by Hudobin. He'll cover.
Kyle Turris told me you're not going to believe his speed when I talked to him this morning. You can see it there. So Jordan loses the faceoff, and Karlsson gets to the middle of the ice. The head's up the whole time. He waits for Lazar to create the screen, and that's what makes a chance out of a routine wrist shot. And to me, as you watch the rest of this game, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't think it would be a bad move if Eric starts taking some draws. It's an off night for Jordan in the dot.
Jay McClement will take this one, and he will get many of the defensive zone draws here down the stretch. We would assume deadlocked at 2, 13 minutes gone in this third period. Anton Hudobin for Tim Gleason. Off the glass. And a hand pass or maybe a high stick. It's batted down with a high stick. We get a break in play.
Well, being a true professional is moving on from a tough night. You know, and we want to see Justin Falk be what he is tonight every night.
Yeah.
You know, because he had a tough night last night. A couple neutral zone mistakes that led to Vancouver goals. But he's 22 years old. And when he was named to the All-Star game, I think based primarily on what he's done offensively this year, that's why I said he is only scratching the surface of what he can become. The way you're more consistent, I think, is your preparation, avoiding ever getting complacent, and having a routine that you never waver from.
Cody Ceci goes D to D. Callan through neutral ice and back. Hainsey ahead of Chiasson. Now it's played here by Turris, easily off the blocker of Hudobin. MacArthur. Turris. Tied up by Nash. Chiasson tries to get away from Ron Hainsey. Alex Chiasson lays it along now. Played here by Elias Lindholm. Chiasson in control, inside again. Kyle Turris overskated. Nash in his own end. Sets up Lindholm, and they get it out. Elias Lindholm, Skinner stays onside. He'll cut. Hold on to it, forced wide by Cody Ceci. Ceci a good play, elevates the puck. Murphy in a foot race with McCulloch. Takes him out of the play, and Murphy is slow to get up. heavy collision with the boards. He'll get to the bench. Rask over the line. They pull up. The shot off the mark taken by Chris Terry. Now Gleason with a bid off the target. Here's Justin Falk. High slot, Gerby. His bid. He scores! Nathan Gerby finds a way. 5:41 left to go in this third period. Carolina up by 1.
Well, Ryan Murphy goes tumbling into the boards. He's hurt, by the way. He left his stick on the ice, but Victor Rask comes in with his head up. Partial line change. There comes Gerby right at the center dot right now. This is eventually going to be Gerby's first goal in 22 games. You know what? It's good heads-up positioning, reloading. If you listen to our interview with Brad Malone between periods, he talked about having a responsible high forward. Nice timing screen going to the net. By having that high forward, Gerby needed to be that guy. He takes advantage of the screen, silent wrister, and he has broken his goal-scoring drought.
Has to feel good for number 14. Down the stretch we go in Canada's capital. Grinding game appropriate that Nathan Gerby right now is the difference maker.
Well, it's his responsibility. You have one forward, Terry deep, two forwards, so you have to have a high guy to reload and help out if need be. But I want you to watch these two players right here on the left, because it's going to be Terry with his net front presence for the second time in this period. Boy, I can't tell. Does that graze the stick of Terry? I don't think so. But I can tell you, by just getting to the net, the Ottawa players got to go with him. Impacts Anderson's ability to see the shot.
Puck is loose along the wall. Jordan Staal now tied up. It comes all the way back. Falk in control. 5:19 left to go in regulation time. Through center ice. Jordan Staal. Sekera. His shot caught by Craig Anderson. Tonight on Fox Sports Live, the Red Hot Hawks head to Chicago to take on the Bulls. Can they make it 12 in a row? Jimmy, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Kurt preview the NFC Championship game from Seattle. And we honor the greatest of all time, a tribute to Muhammad Ali on his 73rd birthday. That's tonight on Fox Sports Live.
Talk about not chasing a mistake. Chris Terry, the giveaway to give Ottawa the lead, and then a key part, getting the net on the tying and go-ahead goal.
Well, the coach reinforces it, too, by putting him back out there. Telling a young player, hey, have a seat and take a break. Put him right back out there for a couple of shifts. Now it's carried out here by Zibanejad. A handoff to Ceci. On the wall, Ryan. Here it comes. It goes high, a screecher. A headhunter on Hudobin. It's loose. A chance. Off the metal. Another opportunity right out in front. Hoffman for Cowan. They move it around. Ceci. Jared Cowan on the exchange. It goes deep. Camped out is Bobby Ryan. In front, Hoffman. Ryan, a winder, fought off. Out of the corner now. It comes all the way back, held in by Ceci. Controlled by Brad Malone, and all the way back in the Ottawa zone.
Well, there's Zibanejad. He has a heavy shot, and there is the glove side once again. David Marcoux was talking about with Chantel as Hudobin fought that off, watching it with his eyes.
Now it's rolled in on Hudobin. He'll move it to the corner. Laid along now and out by Nash. In control. Steal again by Riley Nash. Justin Falk. Under 4 minutes left. He's moving. His shot fought off by Anderson. The rebound controlled by the Senators. Kyle Turris gets it from Mark Stone. He'll lift it ahead over the top of Sekera. Clark MacArthur turns. Checked by Nash. Sent wide by Stone. Now Mathot. Mark Mathot settles it down low for Mark Stone. He gets away from Falk. To the side of the goal, Turris to the outside now. Kyle Turris, MacArthur. Broken up, Elias Lindholm, and all the way back, a foot race. Skinner lost his edge. Erik Karlsson is in control. Karlsson steams out. Chiasson. Karlsson for the front. Heading back. Good job that time of the back check by Ron Hainsey, and now it's carried out here by Gerby. Nathan Gerby. Gleason for the front. He'll delay, pull up, set up Terry, off the glove hand of Anderson. Out of the corner, Mathot. Moved along, Chris Terry. A little bump there with Pajot, and it comes all the way back.
Three-zone play. Victor Rask down low defensively. Gleason joining the rush, and Chris Terry, heck of a third period with a heavy shot, and Anderson a key save.
We have an icing here, and we'll take a look at the sequence that starts with the goalpost.
Well, it's a good forced turnover in the slot. And here's a play from Rask to Terry. Now Terry jumps with Tim Gleason driving the far side. Having scored a goal, you can see the instant confidence boost for Nathan Gerbe, holding onto the puck, looking up, seeing the open man, and a heck of a save from Anderson if Ottawa were to come back.
Under 3 minutes left. Sekera, first of 3 meetings. Carolina's back here on February 16th. Canes go to Toronto Monday night. Impact of the goal, Eric Stahl held up by Cody Ceci. Top of your screen, it's Yuri Talusti in the Ottawa zone. Zibanejad for Cowan. Overskated by Jordan Stahl. You see the Hurricanes wind it back from neutral ice. Falk will send it in. Ceci on Talusti. You see it. Eric Stahl taken out by Zibanejad. And they jam along the boards. 2:20 on the clock. And from this point, we'll keep an eye on Anderson. Out in front, broken up by Jared Cowan. Carolina clinging to a 1-goal lead. Mike Hoffman now will feed it ahead. Anderson takes a look at the bench. Pat Dwyer, Brad Malone, who started the scoring late in period 1. Anderson out to play it ahead of the line. Turning back with it is Carlson. All the way across for Kyle Turris. Outside the line, he's hit and aggressively by Gleason.
Well, virtually every coach in 2015 pulls their goalie at this point, usually about 2 minutes to play, which is a huge adjustment here in the last few years.
Cameron being conservative. Anderson creeping out now. $1:40 on the clock. He's still there. Hainsey now. Dwyer sealed off. Turris in support. Kyle Turris gets away. Anderson stays put. It's centered. And it goes astray. A great scoring chance out in front for Mark Stone. Now it's Carlson. Broken up by Malone. Back out. 6 skaters out. Carolina fires wide. It's Malone. Now Mathot with 1:15 on the clock. Carlson will start on his own zone. 68 seconds left. The crowd's impatient. Hoffman feeds it ahead. It goes out of play. We get a stoppage.
Now let's look at this tight chance on the blocker side. So Doman's going to push out with his left. Breakdown in coverage for Carolina. He might have grazed the handle of his stick. Or maybe it was just a missed opportunity. With 1:04 left, Anderson, I'm sure Dave Cameron's going to call his timeout. Neutral zone face-off. You're right. It's conservative by Cameron leaving Anderson in as long as he did, because must be analytics based. I mean, every coach is pulling their goalie with 2 minutes left or more, like Patrick Waugh did last year as a Pioneer.
One more game before the All-Star break. It's Monday night in Toronto. Canes and Maple Leafs. It starts here on Fox Sports Carolinas with Hurricanes live at 7 as the Canes see the Leafs for the second time this season.
By the way, what Bill Peters is talking about is what you do if you win the draw and what you do if you lose the draw. And then he's probably assuming or hoping against it, but if Ottawa gets an attacking zone possession, yeah, you can see, because the majority of that marker is in the Carolina zone, and this is a neutral zone faceoff. So he's saying, guys, if they enter the zone, this is what to look for. This is how we have to defend.
The new coach, who's a game over NHL 500 since taking over for Paul McLean. 1:04 on the clock.
Surprised he has Jordan taking this draw, because Jordan's had such a tough face-off night.
Kyle Turris wins it cleanly. Anderson to the bench. Carlson in on Hudobin. Left for Sekera. Around the wall. It's held in. It goes across. Falk now plays it, but not out. Carlson a keep. MacArthur moving across. Hoffman. His shot off bodies blocked by Sekera. 40 seconds left. Carolina clears it in their own bench. We get a stoppage of play.
Because it hit an Ottawa body on the way out, this faceoff's going to be in the neutral zone. Out is going to come McClement. He's going to take this draw. This is where you really could use a righty. You know, you could potentially, if you had confidence in it, use Riley Nash here, but Jay McClement can do the best.
McClement attempting to win it back. Carlson in control with 35 seconds left. Here it comes. Sekera. Nod Karam, Falk, a good play. Dwyer, a chip, held in. It was Carlson. Carolina punches it out. Hoffman gets to it. 24 seconds left here in Ottawa, and it comes all the way back in. In control now, Hoffman. Under 20 seconds on the clock. Bad choice. MacArthur's on it. Final push. A steal. Thrown across now for Patrick Dwyer. Broken up by MacArthur. 6 seconds on the clock. They rally along the boards. Turris lugs it out. Time will wind down. The Carolina Hurricanes get the winning goal from Nathan Gerbe. They will surround the winning goaltender, Anton Khudobin. They defeat the Ottawa Senators 3-2.
John, this is a very resilient bounce-back win. Not only after the performance at home last night against Vancouver, but to give up the lead in the third period and then come back and win in regulation against a team in Ottawa. This is a stinging loss because in a stretch of playing 12 of 15 at home, thinking they could get back in the playoff picture. Tune in for the post-game show to see who Khudobin gives to the fireman's helmet too. He could have given it to himself.
I don't think he will, but it's a good thing. We will stick around and see that for sure.